Hey everyone, good morning, and we have a rare edition of Maritime Foam Nerf news. We have 6 new blasters out from Nerf. We have the Galactic Commander, the Shadow Speed Recon, the Cyberlight Ghost, the Flare Fusion and Frost Fusion, and the Arctic Zero Striker. At first glance, these blasters look really cool. The video announcing them are really good. I watched it over and over a few times, as I'm sure a lot of you have. They're taking a bunch of inspiration. We have some of that print all over technology we've seen. We actually have some X-Shot Insanity inspired front barrel attachments on one of these blasters. We have lots and lots of attachments, which, hey, that's what this is all about. That's how you make a tactical. So really great to see that. Now, at first glance, it looks like a huge variety in these blasters. I think when we take a closer look, we're gonna see that a lot of the features are repeated throughout or based on things we've already seen, but that's not surprising. That's how they stay efficient and make money. But one blaster that does definitely look new, I say that. I guess it's based on the old Nerf Modulus Regulator was a select fire blaster, but this one looks like it's had quite a redesign, and that is the Galactic Commander. Single 3-round burst, full auto. We're gonna get into assumptions on that and all of them right now. But before we do, I am gonna address one comment I've seen. I've seen a few people in the comments already saying, hopefully not N1 darts. N1 darts are the new Nerf dart standard. You're just gonna have to bear with it. All these blasters are N series. They're all based on the N1 dart, and that's how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. If you don't know much about N series, I have a whole bunch of videos talking about that you can check out. But for this video, let's get into the blasters themselves and see how they look. First up, we're looking at the Galactic Commander. How much do I love this? I like with all these blasters, Nerf has seemed to have brought in some iconography for the different elements for fire and frost. There's this Galactic Commander icon on this blaster. I love to see all that styling. I think that's really cool, just toy stuff. It kind of looks like this blaster comes with a lot. Single 3-round burst, full auto, 2 mags, a barrel attachment, a stock attachment, and a scope. That would be amazing. 18 rounds in that new style mag. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. Both to mod it, and you know what? Based on the N-Series Sprinter, I bet you this blaster works pretty well out of the box. I think this one, hands down, is the one I'm looking forward to the most. And I don't think I'll be alone in that. Next up, we have the Shadow Speed Recon, which kind of looks like a little bit of an extended new Nerf agility. It's using that 6-round barrel. I do love that it has a stock attachment point and that pump action to make it into a little bit of a cylinder shotgun. I don't think a stock attachment comes with it, but there's lots in the series at least. Now that dart attachment that comes with it is really interesting. I'm a little torn on that. Yes, it does look cool, but it does make you think at first glance that a lot of these blasters actually have these angled banana mags, which is a little bit misleading, but it does look cool. I'm a little on the fence. I definitely, when I first saw this video at first view through, was like, oh my goodness, these are, half of them are flywheelers. Amazing. And that's not the case. I mean, and that's not surprising. There's never as many flywheelers as there are other blasters. You usually have kind of one flagship flywheeler, so kind of makes sense. Next up, we have the Arctic Zero Striker. This one also has some cool looking attachments. It has a stock, it has a barrel, it has a scope, and a little bipod. I'm guessing that this one is going to be an internal magazine, a lot like that other Walmart exclusive N-Series blaster, the Shadow Storm. Sometimes I'm bad with names. But this is going to fulfill that big sniper dream from a lot of people, hopefully a little bit better than the Pinpoint. What I should say about this is, like the Pinpoint, and I'm kind of hoping it doesn't share the same mechanism because we're going to see it again and again, this looks to be a bolt action. I'm really hoping that some of the issues that at least I had with the Pinpoint are smoothed over. Here we have the Flare Fusion and Frost Fusion. So these two are part of the 6. Obviously they're kind of reskins, but I will say they have their own things to them. They come with different attachments. So that's kind of fun. It ups that attachment amount that we have. I love that the Flare Fusion has that X-Shot Insanity type barrel on it that I can pull different darts off of. That's really neat. Also interesting to note is the 2 stocks on this are different. One plugs into the bottom of the grip and the other plugs into the back. It looks from the shape of a lot of these blasters that they may accept that stock in the bottom of the handle attachment, which would be really great. I love that style, and I would love to see that fit on more than these 2 blasters. Other details on these, they look like rotating cylinder blasters, and they're also bolt action. And you know what? For a little pistol like this, I probably don't mind it being bolt action. I'm gonna guess it's not kind of that true bolt where you slide it forward and then lock it down. It's probably a lot like the mechanism on the Pinpoint. And then lastly, we have the Cyberlight Ghost, which again is another bolt action blaster. Looks pretty similar-ish to the Frost and Flare Fusion, but this one is going to have some lights, I'm assuming, from the term Cyberlight. It has a light-up barrel reminiscent of those Ghost Ops blasters that we saw years ago from Modulus, and it looks like there's lights in the stock as well, which actually would be really, really cool. This one again has a scope, and it has that attachment point that kind of looks like a banana mag. Now it does make it look like a very cool profile, but again, this is a rotating cylinder blaster as far as I can tell. And here's where we get into the fun, and what people liked about Modulus is you can mix and match all of these. And you know, you see here we have the barrel off of that Galactic blaster and a real mix and match of all the different pieces. I think that's a lot of fun. If you had the blasters in this series, you could make some really goofy stuff. That's great. I love to see that. Nerf is boasting over 1,000 combinations, and I'm sure that's technically true, although there's probably a much smaller handful of those that you would realistically actually do, but that's okay. That's marketing. I would love to hear from you and which of these you're excited for, what you think of this series overall. It's interesting, I didn't really notice an overall name for this series of blasters. I love all the different icons on them. Now, I kind of took a lot of those icons to represent elements like ice or fire, but you know what? Maybe these are all alien themed. Maybe where we have that Galactic Commander, maybe those other icons for the elements are actually tied into other factions, which that'd be great. One other little weird, this is more of just like a branding nitpick. It's interesting to me that something like the Shadow Speed Recon, Shadow Speed is one word. Something like the Cyberlight Ghost, it's one word. But the Flare Fusion and Frost Fusion, 2 words. The Arctic Zero Striker, 1 word. Interesting. What is your criteria for making those 2 words that are put together 2 words versus 1 word? Because it makes it hard for me when I'm writing them down. But that's the least of anyone's worries. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this new series. I gotta admit, I'll end up getting my hands on all of these. While some of the shine has come off the M1 Dart for me for sure, I still love that performance. If I can get a select fire blaster from Nerf out of the box doing high 80s, low 90 FPS, that's a fun day.